We're back with the bad vibe. Dwight and Jeremy.
I'm Dwight.
Yeah. So, did you hear?
Yes, I did.
It doesn't really matter if you heard.
It's one of my senses.
They said that I saw on the news like today, a large asteroid will zip by Earth next month.
Like, how close?
I mean, I didn't read the article.
Like Earth to like sun close?
What if it's close, like you hear like, you know what I mean? it's like that close.
Everyone's hair whooshes back.
It breaks the top off of trees. It's like
I think that would cause major problems.
It would cause major problems with I would shit in my pants.
I think that would cause major problems with like gravity and all kinds of shit. It going so close, would like throw shit off.
No, I think if it got...
Like all of a sudden everyone loses Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like we just lose a whole day because of
wish.
it. You know what I mean? Everyone's all like, well shit, it's fucking Wednesday now.
But I think that, okay, like if it comes inside of our atmosphere, it causes problems, like it hits something.
Yeah.
If it's outside of our atmosphere, I don't think it matters.
What if it comes between us and the moon?
I don't think it matters.
It could come,
But it's only there for like...
The moon's like spinning fast. Like real
we
fast.
We see the other side?
Yeah, we see the other, like, oh shit. No, like everyone has to take new pictures of it.
I hope it looks like a butt crack. The other side,
It has like someone, like the astronauts wrote stuff in it. Like they drew
it's all like
it.
Anti-Jew and racist. We're like,
there's like a Nazi.
60s.
There's like a Nazi little like thing on there. Like,
it was the 60s,
Yeah, there probably wouldn't be a Nazi thing.
Oh, dude, it's crazy you said astronauts. I saw something earlier about
a new movie.
No.
Fuck yeah, I can't wait to see it.
No,
it's got Brad Pitt in it.
This isn't a movie.
Oh.
They said that this astronaut, it was the first crime committed in space.
What? Did he rape somebody?
No, it's a she. Strangely enough.
Did she rape somebody?
We let women go to the
Is there a McDonald's in space? Right?
She raped a Martian in a McDonald's bathroom. No, it was a she, and she is like gay. I don't know if that was the crime.
So she raped a chick?
Well, it would be funny if like there was a crime in space. Is this woman is married to a woman, and that's not been made legal in space yet?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, look, Martians are weird and they got tentacles and shit, but they don't like...
They're like, that's not legal there. They're like, yeah, but it wasn't like illegal either. Like,
on the moon, you can't bump clams. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just a given. But no, I think the crime was something like...
It's one small step for a man.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not...
It's an even smaller step for a woman because they're short. But, so... I mean,
what'd she do?
She, it was a shitty crime. It was like, somehow in space...
She didn't have her seatbelt on or something like that?
No, that would be just she died, I think. I feel like you gotta have it on up there.
Mm-hmm.
You get ejected from the car, you just go forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, because you always hear those stories, like, there was a wreck, he was thrown through his windshield, he went 60 feet, and it's like, that's impressive unless you're in space.
It's like, she's still going.
Yeah, she's been going since 1968. It
happened in 68?
No, I guess it was recent.
There wasn't a chick that went back then, right?
Oh, fuck no, dude. They let them, if they're lucky, they let them type.
They didn't even let her watch the TV show and that it went up. She had to wash dishes.
Back then, it was too much for women's, like, sensibilities to see a man in space.
Oh, shit.
Those astronauts were such, like...
So what'd she do? I gotta know.
It was stupid. It sucks. But she somehow got on, like, the internet and space. I
watched porn.
No, I don't think that's a good song. She's, like, rubbing her bean in space. She's like, it's better in zero gravity. But she, like, her wife, I guess it said wife, but maybe ex-wife or something. She, like, got in and, like, did something in her account. Whereas, like, I guess it was, like, stealing
while
money.
She was in space?
Yeah, which is pretty badass.
Like...
Really?
Like, you're all like, oh, fuck, I forgot to do this before I left the Earth. Right?
I was going to scam my ex out of $100,000.
I forgot to do that. She calls people, and she would tell them about their student loan. You're like, what the hell?
Just the idea of somebody, like, scamming money or whatever she did. I think she just logged into the account and, like, moved money to a different account. But she had, like, passwords and shit like that.
While in space.
The fact that she did that, like, probably floating upside down is funny. You know what I mean? It's like, it makes it like, you can't put her in jail for that.
What if her
whimsical.
What if her girlfriend or whatever was like, I need space. Right? We'll figure this out after we've had space.
And then it turns out space fucked.
And then she's like, I went to space. You got space, right?
But imagine, though, like the... like a female to female... like a lesbian married couple.
Oh, God.
I mean, that's got to be, like, horrendous.
Yeah, that's got to be rough.
It's just, like, feminine energy in the house. Mm-hmm. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, everything is like, she thinks you mean something you don't. It's like, ugh. And you do, because you're a chick. You know what I mean? It's like...
You walk in and it just sounds like two cats hissing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, hey, did you put the clothes in the dryer? What do you mean, did I put the clothes in the dryer? You have hands. And it's like, I would just... You know what I mean? But...
Especially when it's like, their like periods are intertwined.
Ugh.
You know, you're like... Oh,
I feel like if you eat box long enough, you stop having a period. Your body's like, okay, it doesn't want babies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shut it down. You know what I mean? I feel like, I don't know, like, scientifically if that's accurate, but it seems like nature kind of works things out like
so
that.
she just did some, like... That's...
I mean, if...
I was really wanting something, like, dirty.
I wish it would have been like she killed another astronaut.
Holy shit, I would think we would have known about that.
At least stole something, like...
Right?
You know?
Well, how long was she up there?
I don't know.
Did it happen, like, as soon as she got there?
I didn't read into it that much.
Oh.
But because I saw the headline and I was like, yes. I was hoping that she either stole something real expensive or maybe like gave...
Like a painting?
Yeah. There's just one floating in space.
She's like, there you go.
Mona Lisa?
Right.
It's the Mona Lisa.
The Mona Lisa.
Yeah. But The Last Supper, it's all Jell-O. That one was not good at all. But I was hoping that it was either like murder or at least like assault. Like she got pissed off and just like beat up some,
like hit someone upside the head. I would think like you have to really like swing hard.
But if you're weightless,
well, it's not like they're in water.
No.
They're just like if they do stuff, is it a lot easier to move because there isn't air? Like not air, but
it's got to be easier to
there's
move.
No gravity, right? So
you don't weigh anything. But if it's weightless environment,
yeah,
is she on equal footing in a fight with a man? You know what I'm saying?
That was good.
But is she?
Shit. I don't know.
I'm not saying like, okay, he's probably been in more fights, so he knows more like how to like slip a punch.
Stick and move.
But I'm saying like, if you're in space with Mike Tyson, someone of Mike Tyson's like strength, maybe not somebody that knows how to...
You're in space with Mike Tyson. That's pretty weird,
badass,
right?
Yeah. But if you're up there, he's like, Houston, we have a problem.
This is space.
So if you're up there with somebody way stronger than you, are they still stronger than you?
I don't know.
Or is it strength just your ability to like work against gravity?
Well,
right?
hold on though. All right, you see how they, they always shows astronauts like on like, they're doing like exercises to keep like their strength up. So
you don't ever see one throwing up 315 on bench.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wouldn't do anything, right?
It was just.
It's like with one finger, right? But no, they have to be. They got like stuff hold them down, and they do like it's rubber band stuff. I think.
Yeah, they're trying to simulate there being gravity to
strengthen their muscles. So if you have stronger muscles versus someone that just normally doesn't, when you go up there, you are just still going to be stronger. You still have to do that workout to keep your muscles, but all strength is your ability to work against gravity, right? The only reason you're stronger than your kid, like you can pick up. You throw a punch, it has nothing to do with gravity there.
Speed,
right?
Yeah. So I guess beating up a girl is still like morally wrong in space. What if it's that girl though? She's a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if the space cops come? Do they rough her up a little?
Space cops.
I mean, I think she was white. There's no black girl astronauts, huh?
I doubt it.
Remember that movie where they did all the math? Black girls did all the math?
Yeah.
For like the go to the moon or whatever?
Good.
Oh. Black... that's like as close as black... I guess now a black woman could be an astronaut, but now there's no like prestige in being an astronaut. You don't even hear about them that much. Some chick got arrested in space, and it was like a...
Arrested in space?
Whatever it was.
I mean, it's like the captain came down and he got handcuffs? So, like, you planned on it? Why did you take handcuffs?
Why are there handcuffs
right?
in space?
I mean, like, I know you got, like, some weird fucking, like, trick cereal and you're, like, You're like, look at this, and you're like, that's weird too.
They always squeeze Jello up in the air and bite it, and it's like gross to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. First of all, it's like recycled air. There's no air up there for them to use, so it's all just...
Someone got farts, and you're going to be smelling it for the next year while you're up there with them.
Those people you always see, like, he's been in space for 9 months. It's the record. He's been breathing in that fart and re-farting it for 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Like, a fart's pretty nasty. But then once you've breathed it in and farted it again, that's got to be just, like, next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's... Like, you get home and, like, you get off the, spaceship thing or whatever they call them. Yeah. And, like, you go to, like, he kiss his wife and she's like, God!
He's just got, like, asshole breath.
What have you been doing up there,
You've been
right?
sucking on an asshole for 9 months? He's like, kind of.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
And everything you eat,
recycled asshole, right?
Eating pudding and Jello and... like drinking Tang. It's like all stuff that seems like it would fuck your stomach up.
Whenever you eat that stuff, when they're in there, they always like show that it's floating around. But when you eat it, it's got to be pretty hard to like swallow and make it still keep going down.
Make it go down?
I know like the muscles or whatever, or like push.
I feel like you'd have acid reflux.
I would think, I would think that shit would just be coming up because there's nothing like keeping it down. Because if you lay to where like your head is too far over or something, that stuff can come up your the throat and come back out.
Yeah.
So if you're just up there and like moving around, that shit'll just come up.
I bet they do have like trouble swallowing.
I wonder if anyone's like jacked off up there. I'm sure.
Oh, definitely.
I'm sure. They probably tell them to.
I don't have any doubt about that.
It's just like, where's it gonna go? Right?
But then your friend's eating his Jello.
It's just floating around and there's
And there's just jizz floating too, and it's the same consistency more or less.
Oh, wow.
And your friend's just eating your jizz, and you're just like,
It's just floating around.
That was probably the actual first crime committed in space. You trick somebody into eating your space jizz, But yeah, I'm sure they jerk. They probably have to, how they shit and it goes out into space? They probably have a different tube for jerking off. They just don't tell you about it. Yeah. And then,
they're going to tell the third grade class of, of Lincoln Elementary or whatever, right?
You know that thing your uncle does and he tells you not to tell mom?
Yeah.
They do it in space. But, some fucking...
they touch kids in space? Right?
Some fucking astronaut would put his dick in a jack-off tube and just, like, try to open the outside port while his dick's in there to stretch it a little bit. You know what I mean?
I wonder what,
He comes back with a long, like, spaghetti dick.
That's, like, purple because it froze, right?
It gets hard. It's like an uncooked noodle.
Anyways. What, you throw it against the wall and it sticks?
It's pretty good with marinara sauce.
Anyway, it's got 2 meatballs. All right, anyways. I wonder what, like, the youngest and the oldest person... Really?
Go ahead.
The oldest and the youngest people in space have ever been.
Very easily Googleable, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering.
You want me to look it up?
Yeah.
Oldest in space. I'm guessing
oldest and youngest in space, yeah.
What's that one dude?
I mean, like, there's some people that have probably been a bunch of times that go, right? Do they still do, like, trips up there? Like, to maintain, like...
They go up to, the International Space Station and just chill.
They just, like, hang out for a little bit? Like, did they just, like, hang out in there?
They do work, I guess. I don't know.
Like, what?
I don't know.
Watching, like, weather patterns and shit?
I mean, I don't think you can see weather up there.
Yeah, they can see the whole...
It's just a marble.
Dude, I've seen movies.
I know.
That guy in the dome is like, no, that don't happen, right? Right.
Oldest and youngest
astronauts. I'm just wondering because, like, is it like in the 20s, or do they only do it like presidents? You got to be 35 and up.
I know I spelled astronaut wrong.
You know what I mean?
The youngest person to fly in space is Gherman Titov.
Oh, care their name. How old?
25 years old.
25. When was that?
The fuck should I know?
All right. What about oldest? 25. That's still very young.
And that person, who I think might be a woman, but I'm not sure because it's Russian, Titov was also the first person to suffer space sickness.
Oh, wow. I would think that all would get sick.
And the oldest person who has flown in space is John Glenn, 77 years old.
What?
If heaven was real, they would have just been...
Holy shit.
Who is...
How did he survive the trip? I don't think he'd survive the trip to a doctor, right?
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? They're like, we're going to have to go to MD Anderson or whatever. And he's like...
I think Sally Ride was is the third woman. Oh, third woman in space. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those, like, somebody else has already asked it. Can I become an astronaut at age 30? No. I'm just going to go out and say no.
Yeah.
Because you put it on, like, Google questions or whatever.
Yeah, someone's just sitting there, like, they're watching TV, it's a space movie, they pause it, and they're like, you think? And they're like, you know.
They got Cheeto dust on their phone from
the guy's 33, right? But he was 30 because he...
He's like, he finished high school barely.
Yeah.
He went to community college just because his dad wouldn't get off his back.
Yeah.
He took a few classes, and he took like a yoga.
Senior year, he had to take 2 science classes because he failed.
He didn't get the
he almost didn't get his credits.
He didn't get the preferred graduation where you can go straight to college because he didn't take enough sciences. He took the math where you learn how to write checks. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, could I be an astronaut? It's like, I mean, technically, you can't, but it's not because you're 30.
Yeah.
It's because you are mildly retarded.
Well, I mean, starting that late for that, people are always like, it's never too late, right?
It's too late to be an astronaut once you're 30.
Once you're 30.
Unless you're like a pilot or a fucking engineer or something.
If you're already something, yeah. So, I mean, if this guy was already
But if he was, he would have known the answer to that question.
Yeah. And he wouldn't have to ask Google, right?
He's like the most...
Like, well, Jim, right?
He's like the United States fastest rising engineer who also has his pilot license, and he he was in the military for 8 years. And then he has to Google, can he be an astronaut? You know what I mean?
He's I eat Jell-O.
I jerk off into a tube. You know? I can defraud my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah, when I read that headline, it was like, first crime in space. And I remember thinking, like, okay, it's definitely probably not the first crime in space. You know, like, back in, like, 69, it was, like, butt sex was still illegal.
What?
Yeah. Sodomy. There are sodomy laws. There definitely were back then. There's probably still some in some states. But I'm saying there were, like, sodomy laws. So, you know, fucking Lance Armstrong and fucking, what was the other one's name?
Oh, that maritime law, whatever, right? They're up there and
they're like, international waters. But I'm saying, he's like, how strong is your arm, Lance? You know? But, I can only think of one of their names. Lance Armstrong, Michael something. I wasn't born yet. I never was a big, like...
Lance Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin?
Buzz Aldrin, was he there?
Where do they get these guys?
Buzz.
Right? I mean, I think we talked about this before.
We let a guy named Buzz.
Buzz Aldrin. Is that the 77-year-old guy? Because it sounds like it.
The older brother on Home Alone.
Grandpa Buzz. You know what I mean?
Buzz, John Glenn was the old guy, I think.
Macaulay Culkin.
His parents left him on the moon.
Yeah, he's out there and he's like got his hands on his cheeks, right? He just stay on the Oh, like that bald guy and the tall skinny one are trying to get him, you know?
You know they probably pitched that to Macaulay Culkin after part 2.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, hear me out.
Or look at him. He might have been the one that pitched it to them.
I'm telling you always talk bad about him. He seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, he might be a nice guy.
He
but
really does. He just has those eyes, and it makes him look fucked up.
He looks fucking
He
weird.
was a cute kid, and there's something about when you're a real cute kid.
Like, if he would have kept going in that way, he could have been like a good actor and been a whole bunch of stuff.
I think he has a pretty good act. I think he's in stuff sometimes.
Yeah, every once in a while.
He's
in
very
weird.
rich and fairly young.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, he looks like a junkie.
He's my age.
When you
he
see
did
him,
in that one picture, though. If you look at him now, I see pictures of him all the time. Naked, mostly.
Why are you looking at pictures of him all the time?
Because I heard him on a podcast, and I was like, oh, he sounds way more normal than I thought. And I just check in on him every once in a while. He's the same age as me.
Just making sure.
Doesn't it seem like he should be...
Are you his keeper?
Yes. Doesn't it seem like he should be way older than me?
Mm-hmm.
Home Alone was so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's about my age. And actually, Home Alone is the first movie I ever saw in theaters.
Wow. A
And
little history there.
Yeah.
At some point, whenever you're famous, people be like, you know what? You know what his first movie in theaters was?
Yeah. And you know what?
Someone else like, who?
You know what the
Jeremy
second
was a
one
retarded guy?
My second movie to see in theaters was the fucking Beverly Hillbillies. I know. It was really a step down from Home Alone.
Yeah, it really is.
Home Alone's a good movie. I still watch it and enjoy it now.
Yeah.
The Beverly Hillbillies, I haven't watched it probably since then, and I don't want to.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I never did get the whole, like, fascination with...
Hillbillies?
Yeah, but, like, have you ever noticed something on movies? Like, simple country folk types are always, like, kind of like the heroes. Like, they're always, like, smart. And they, like, outsmart this, like
they got, like, wisdom or something?
Yeah, they have, and they outsmart, like, the businessman, and he's, like, a bad guy.
It's really the other way around.
I mean, if you know many, like, hillbilly types, they're dumb.
Yeah, they're idiots.
They're not Hill William. It's Hill Billy for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just for instance, I work with this dude.
Hill William.
I work with this dude, and I talk about him on here a lot, and I never say him by name, although there's no way he could figure out how to work a podcast and never hear this.
No.
So, this dude, just so you know, his name's Herschel, you know. Mm-hmm. He is, I would guess, like a high 60s IQ range.
Oh, wow.
Like, he's not smart. And anyway, he's very, like, country, like, too country. Like, anyway, he told me the other day he's been driving his wife's vehicle to work instead of his truck. And I was asking him the other day.
He's like the bulldozer?
I mean, he's...
From King of the Hill?
Yeah, he's like that, if not a little dumber.
Where that guy's just an idiot?
Yeah, he's just dumb. So, he's been driving his wife's vehicle to work for, like, a while now. And I asked him one day, I was like, hey, is something wrong with your truck? Is it broke down or something? And he's like, well, I need to put brakes on it and something else. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's not too bad. He's like, well, I got the parts. I haven't fixed it yet because my chickens have been roosting in it. So I'm just going to wait till they hatch all the eggs. Oh, and I was like...
In his truck?
I thought maybe it was like a joke, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know how that would really work as a joke, but like, why have you been driving a truck? Oh, my chickens are living in it, so I'm waiting them out. And you're like, ha ha. It wasn't. I was like, your chickens? He's like, yeah. He said a couple of them had laid a few eggs in it, and I'm just going to wait until they hatch out, and then I'll...
He said, don't fix your brakes before they hatch. Right? You're like, that's not the saying.
Never fix your brakes before they hatch, right? So my granddaddy always said. I believe you that he said that, yeah. But nobody else did.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, so that's the level of, like, when you see those movies and, like, the country guy, the real, like, you know, back in the sticks, like, crazy accent guy is, like, outwits somebody. It's like, no, that guy's not smarter than anybody. If you're listening to this, you're smarter than him. I know that for a fact. Because you were able to access an app on your phone, scroll down to our picture, and click on the play button.
Correct. It was an accident.
Yeah. Everybody listens.
He found it on an accident.
When we have repeat listeners, it's just they keep fucking up.
Yeah.
But, no, I mean, I always kind of, that always annoyed me in movies where they always make out, like, the, you know, like the simple hill folk type to be, like, whatever, have some kind of weird wisdom or something. It's like, nah. They're just fucking, you know, they're fucking retards. That's why they live like that. They don't live in a shack where they have to shit in a shed out back because that's fun.
It's not, yeah,
because they haven't figured out plumbing yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, so that guy, though, it's funny because so often that guy is like a reference, like comes up as a reference when I'm talking. I'll be like thinking of something dumb, but it's just in my head. I keep seeing his dumb face. I wish it.
God, that sounds like. I hope he doesn't listen to this. I just keep seeing his fucking dumb face. Oh shit!
I mean, he's just, you know, there's those people. Like
he's got 49 chromosomes.
Yeah, there's just, he always looks up. You know how people that have like something in their brain, they do something like they rub two fingers together, or they always tap on their leg. You know what I mean? Okay. This dude just always looks up. He'll be talking to you, he's just looking up.
What the fuck?
I don't know. My dad had a funny thing one time. Because my dad knows this guy too, and I was telling my dad, he's like, "What are y'all doing at work today?" I was like, "Oh, we're not doing much. We've been playing dominoes all day." And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "Is Herschel playing?" And I was like, "Nah, he never plays." He's like, "Yeah, because you can't look up and see your dominoes." It's well known that he just looks up. I don't know how else to explain it. He'll just be walking around and he's looking up in the air. When he's talking, he looks up in the air.
He's a bird watcher.
I think he's just like retarded, but he's like functional. He can he can hold down a job, and like he's married. He's figured out how to fuck. I think he has a kid or two.
Wow. That can happen accidentally, though.
I mean, retards tend to have kids. Like, you know what I mean? But it is funny, though, because, yeah, he just, it sounds mean, but when I'm thinking of, like, something stupid, I always think of an example that it's something he literally did. And he does so many stupid things that usually when I bring it up, it's something that happened that day. But, anyway, getting off of the subject of...
Dude, when we were talking about space, I couldn't stop thinking about that movie, actually. There is a new movie coming out. I saw one partial of a preview. I don't like to watch previews or trailers or anything.
You watch post-views?
But it showed... Actually, I do. As soon as the movie is over or after I watched it, I go and I read about it. But, no, it's something... I can't remember what all it's about, but it's got Brad Pitt in it, so it is going to be a big-budget movie. Mm-hmm. So I do like big-budget space movies. They don't have
Brad Pitt doesn't seem like an astronaut to me.
Sorry?
He's got, like, the wispy hair.
He plays everything.
You know what's crazy is, though, and I've said it before, I think Brad Pitt is underrated as an actor because you think of him as, like, a pretty boy. Uh-huh. Because you always hear how good-looking he is and all that. But he, like, every time he's in a movie, he's good.
Yeah.
Like, he's not just, you know, he's like...
He's in that new one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I want to see that. I've heard a lot about it. Like, people saying it's good. I mean, I know it's good because it's Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah. It's his, ninth film or something like that? He's supposed to be doing 10 and he's done.
How has he only done 9 movies?
I know. I was trying to think back and I was like, I can only think of like 6 or 7.
I didn't like the Kill Bill thing.
I didn't like those. But I can only think of like 6 or 7 for sure. But I mean, like, he does do really good movies.
Yeah.
They're always real gory, usually.
They seem to be getting better.
Yeah, they are getting better, yeah.
I liked Inglourious Bastards.
I did, yeah.
When I watched it. But I tried to rewatch it, and I just couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's something about when you're watching that first time, you don't know what they're going to say or what's going to happen next.
But like most of his movies are good for, like, 2 times. The Hateful Eight is a good movie, I thought.
I didn't like it. I tried to watch it a second time and couldn't. Because I knew it was going to end up happening, so I couldn't do it.
There were people under the floor.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was I going to say? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. This is, like, to change the subject or whatever. Okay, you've heard of emotional support animals, right?
Okay, like the dogs and ponies?
Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
Somebody took a miniature horse on an airplane.
Oh, gosh.
Which is... The next logical step is a full-size horse. You know what I mean?
Well, no, miniature horses, you can't tell them to not. I mean, I would think on a plane.
But why not?
Hmm?
But why
What if they told him, like, no, it's going to have to follow us? The guy's looking out the window. He's in a horse all mass.
Or they just have a bridle on and they tie it to the wing.
Oh, shit.
They're like, he'll be fine.
Like a little motorcycle sidecar. Right?
The horse has just got goggles on, and he's got a little fucking thing around his neck.
Oh,
shit. The word scarf. It'd be so much funnier if my vocabulary was.
But no, I heard though, because where I work, we're told that like you can't, like you can ask them if it is, but you can't ask them for proof. So
why can't you? Okay, here's my thing.
If some guy walks in with a little horse, and he's like, "Hey man, give me 2 of those," and you're just like, "I have to ask, why is there a miniature horse in here?
Is there a miniature horse? Is this happening in my mind?
You know what I mean? Like
in your mind,
you hear it like the hooves hitting right on the tile. You're just like,
but that's amazing. Where you work, a horse being in there isn't that? If he shits on the floor, it sucks for who has to clean it.
Yeah,
horse shits isn't that hard to clean up. It's not like cow shit. Horse shit kind of like is turds usually.
A lot of people listening have no idea of the difference.
I know, but horse shit is like big round turds and they're kind of hard. Cow shit splatters. So cows have a way worse diet.
Yeah.
They're eating like, Pop-Tarts at 4 a.m. or something. That clearly came from a real place. Yeah. I eat Pop-Tarts at 4
You're
in the morning.
and they splash.
Yeah.
But no,
no, but what I'm saying is
a miniature horse.
So somebody brought a peacock on an airplane, a miniature
peacock?
horse. Yeah, shit like that.
That's like a comfort animal?
No, it's not. None of this is. It's not real. You know that's not real.
They have to pay for their ticket, though, right?
I mean, if it's
how you going to fit that horse?
If that peacock starts wanting to show off...
I would think it's just going to walk up and down the aisle.
Yeah, but
the drink cart is trying to get by, and they got to, stable it.
If it's a male peacock, and it wants to show its, sexual prowess, and it does the wing thing... It's like 15 feet wide. Yeah. It's wider than planes sometimes.
Everyone's moving out of the way, right?
But what I'm saying is those people just want attention. It's like if your mental state is so fragile that you can't face the world without a miniature horse or a peacock by your side, then don't leave the house. It's okay to be a
really
fucking
took a
recluse.
peacock on there.
Yes. A peacock and a miniature horse are the 2 craziest ones I've seen. A dog, I'll go this far. Fuck you if you have a dog. If you're blind and it helps you get around, okay, fine.
Get a stick.
I mean, yeah, a stick.
Right?
Or did you just get blind? I know your sister's blind. She goes, she drives.
You're going seeing eye dogs, right? Is that what they call them?
I don't know if that's what you call them, but this is what we
Every
call
time
them.
I hear them, I hear that, and I'm like, a seeing eye dog. That just makes it sound like you don't have a blind dog, right?
But also, it's like a seeing eye dog.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like you're putting down the blind person somehow. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. I know blind people are sensitive. If, like I said, your sister is, she's very sensitive. You always see her post. There'll be some story, and it's like somebody made a joke about like, you'd have to be blind not to, that ref must be blind. And she's like, they have to stop this. They've been oppressing us too long. It's like, shut up. Nobody's oppressing blind people.
That means is he had to have seen it.
Look, okay, your sister,
right?
Let's call her Julie. Julie, if you were a ref, would you have seen that call? No. Okay, because you're blind. If he was blind, that would be a good excuse for him missing that call. You know what I mean? It's not an insult. It would be like if somebody went to a buffet and they got like 7 plates and dessert, and they're like, man, I'm eating like a fat guy today. Me as a fat guy's like, I'm offended. Why? That's how fat guys eat.
You're like, yeah, you're on your 7th plate.
I know.
You know what I mean?
8.
Yeah.
You know?
Get it right.
Yeah.
So, all right, blind people, though, like, their other senses are supposedly, like, heightened, right?
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
So that
When
means
it rains, he can see his girlfriend.
they're always the one that dealt it. Right?
They smell a fart.
You take one
before
with
it
you,
comes
just
out.
so they're always like, ugh. They're like, it's always you.
Dude, now that you said that, next time we're around your sister, I want to just constantly fart. Just walk
You
by
can
her.
still hear it.
No. Walk by her like as quietly as you can and just try to ease one out and then just slowly walk off. Because
What would be better, though, is they do have those fart sprays.
Yeah,
Right? Just spray the shit around there.
Spray their face.
Right? So they can't. She has that feeling, right? Instead, she has like she's fucking Helen Keller over there, right? They turn on the water, like, whoa, right? She's washing dishes. Oh shit! Like nothing's clean. Oh.
Well, they
shit.
always said like, if you're blind, how do you know when you're done wiping your ass?
Shit.
And that's like the funny thing to think about. And
Shit.
I mean, they just don't, right?
Yeah.
So they also don't know when dishes are clean.
They also don't see the streaks in their underwear either, right? So it doesn't matter.
Who cares? Who cares?
It's not streaks, it's just one big fucking mess, right? They're like, oh, I guess that was a no wiper. Right?
There's no point even going to the bathroom if you're blind, really.
Oh, shit.
Just shit in your pants. What's the difference?
But they're going to smell it. Even more than we can.
They're
Right?
going to hear it.
Yeah, they're just going to be squishing.
Ugh.
Because their senses, all their senses are better.
I don't know that
stronger.
that's true. I think they just rely on them more.
Yeah, that's why, though. But they're heightened because they're,
But I mean,
like they say sense of smell, like, in so many years or whatever, is going to be maybe even obsolete. Like, people born without that sense.
I hope so.
Like, without noses?
I hope not.
I mean, it's for breathing, too, not just smelling.
Jewish
but
people
I
are
mean,
just
like,
going to have normal noses.
you know? It's like, yeah. I mean, but, like, if there's, like, no nose, that'd be weird looking. But, I mean, like...
Yeah, I don't think we're going to evolve past where we need to breathe.
I don't think it's, like, we're going to evolve past to, like, where we look differently like that, to where we wouldn't. But, I mean, like, gills and shit like that ain't going to happen right now. But, I mean, like the sense of smell, though, I've seen that. Like, there's people that are, it's like, they're not losing it. It's just like, I don't have a very good sense of smell.
My sense of smell is, like, ridiculously good.
I don't have a good
I told you this story, I think, before. That I was driving down the road.
Okay.
And I had the window, like, you're going to think I'm lying.
Okay.
I had the windows up on my vehicle, I think. One might have been cracked, I don't remember. I was driving, and all of a sudden I could smell like somebody was smoking a cigarette. And I looked to the sidewalk, and somebody was smoking a cigarette on the sidewalk.
God dang.
I was like, holy shit.
Remember, your, like, vision used to be really good, too.
And now it is
And you're like, oh, that sign says whatever. I'm like, what sign?
Yeah.
Right?
I used to have very good vision, and now,
Then, like, in a mile, we see a sign, and you already read it.
my vision has gotten so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like realistically, I shouldn't be driving without glasses. You know what I mean? I know, it's gotten real bad. I need to get a little dog that runs out in front of the car or something.
It's seeing eye dog.
Then I have to take him on a plane, and I'm a hypocrite. You know what I mean?
I would think, like, you take dogs for a walk when you're going to do that, right? And then you take a peacock when you're going to fly. Right? That's what they thought. Right?
You're going on a boat, you take your
like,
emotional...
how are we going to find our way there in the air? They got to take a bird with us.
You go on a
It's flying in front of the plane.
You go on a cruise, you take your emotional support goldfish. I think I've heard that somebody had one of those, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it's stupid.
Emotional support goldfish?
Yeah, it's stupid, but if you're holding a little bag in your lap, I don't care. If a peacock...
What if they try to get customs to there, but you can only have 4 ounces of water? The goldfish...
Your fish is like, this sucks.
Oh, they're like, pour it out. So you're like holding your goldfish. It's a long line. It's just flopping. Right? Oh, shit.
You have to get that little bag, you know how the bottom of the bag comes to a point?
Yeah.
He just has to be face down and that's
it's like, you know, crammed.
He's squeezed in just like you are in the plane.
Oh, shit.
He's like, you're right, flying does suck.
They give you that little, like, cup with the ice, and you're like, it melts.
You're just spitting in it to give him liquid. Does anybody have to piss?
That poor fish. It's going to need emotional support something.
But you gotta... The emotional support animal thing is just ridiculous. Yeah. There's probably... Let's say there's 350 million Americans. There's probably a solid 1,500 that need something like that. Besides blind people.
Yeah.
You know, besides blind people.
That's not emotional support. That's just straight up, like, they need...
Literally, they need help getting around.
Yeah.
Like, physically, they're going to trip over everything.
Yeah.
You know? But, that's what... When I was a little kid, like a really little kid, like when you were a baby, and your sister was blind, and we lived with them for a while, and me and her would play together because we were, like, the same age. And I was like, hey, whatever her name is. I was like, hey, come here. And she's like, all right. And we were walking, and I walked off the porch, and I was like, come on. And I made her step off the porch, and I got in all kinds of trouble.
I had all kinds of issues since then with trusting people.
I know, right? But I stand by it as being funny. That's funny. I was 4. That's pretty solid for a 4-year-old. Uh-huh. And, yeah, people always try to, like, shame me for it as an adult. They'd be like, I can't believe that you did that. And I was like, you can't? Have you, like, I've done worse things since then. I was 4 then. At least I didn't know any better.
You're like, have you ever been around a blind person? They're like, no. Like, then you can't say you wouldn't.
Yeah, I know. You probably would. You're like, it's pretty funny.
You're like, I gotta say, like, what if she's been faking it all this time? You found out she wasn't.
She wasn't.
Right?
Yeah, she
Or she just really owned it, right?
She's going up there in her head. She's like, oh, this is going to suck.
Yeah, she just, like, steps off and his face plants.
Because you can't brace yourself. You don't know what's coming.
Oh, shit. Once you have that falling feeling, though, it's not like she thinks she's going to fall on a bed or something.
What if she's a flat earther and that happens? She's like, I know it. Boom. You know?
Oh, shit.
Okay, I just had this thought. So, blind people have seeing eye dogs, and
deaf people?
And no, annoying rich people have emotional support horses. Wouldn't it make sense for blind people to have seeing eye horses?
What if deaf people had a parrot? the parrot's just talking for them, right?
It's like, she doesn't feed me.
Harder. Right? The parrot's just sitting on the guy's shoulder while he's fucking some chick.
Oh, shit.
Parrot style, I guess.
How do parrots fuck? No, they fly and fuck, right? They're always flapping their wings.
Wait, all birds do that?
Yeah, I've seen chickens fuck. That's what they do. The rooster gets on them and the feathers are going all crazy.
Yeah, it's
fun to watch, I guess. I mean, it's not fun to watch. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, Dad, the chickens are fighting. And he's like, they're not fighting, son.
Yeah.
And I was like, but they clearly are. Like, that one's on top of that one, and he's like, they're fucking. I remember him telling me that when I was a little kid. I was like, fucking. But I don't even know how chickens fuck. I thought with birds, the female lays an egg, because she does, because an egg is an unfertilized egg. And then the rooster, like, shoots a load on the egg.
How does that work?
I don't know, but
it just soaks in.
I think that's how it happens.
Then we
I think
eat
they
eggs?
fuck for fun, and that's how they make baby chickens. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Dude.
I grew up, like, borderline on a farm, too. I feel like I should know that. I've never seen a rooster jerking off on eggs, but I feel like they would do it in privacy. You know what I mean? Nobody's ever seen me jerk off either.
He's got those fucking talons. Right? That's gonna hurt.
It's not good for jerking.
No wonder they're always so mad.
Maybe she blows them and spits it on the eggs. You know, I don't know.
I don't see any of that.
Also, a chicken blowing you is not good either, I guess. They have sharp beaks.
It's the head house in there, not the hen house, right? Anyways. So, yeah, what were you saying, though? I kind of interrupted with the parrot thing. You know? You were saying blind people got seeing eye dogs. And then I was like...
They should have seeing eye horses.
Seeing eye horses?
I mean, it makes sense. If a blind person's riding a horse, the horse is... especially if it's trained even decent,
he thinks since he's cleared over the branch.
Horses are known for scraping you off on stuff.
Yeah, I'm saying,
but
like,
a blind horse, like a blind person's horse, probably would.
Yeah, they do.
Or just stay low when you're riding it. You know.
Yeah, maybe it'll like do something.
But doesn't that make sense though?
Like, if he's riding a horse around.
Why not?
Right.
Just like a cowboy while you're at it, just to get in the, in the mood. You gotta put a sheriff badge on.
What else is there?
As far as emotional support, have you seen the? I saw it somewhere. It was saying like what the steps you have to take to get say you have a dog, or you have cats.
Yeah.
So there's like you go through. It's like online, and you fill out this thing, and you're like, yeah, I am whatever, riddled with anxiety or something like that. And then they'll send you like a little shirt to put on your cat, and that's emotional support cat. And then you can take that nasty motherfucker anywhere. And I would hope you would do it. Yeah, because cats are gross, but also your cats always have like leprosy or something.
Nah, they're just cats.
Your one cat's head was rotting off.
Nah, he's fine. Macy was trying to kiss it the other day.
That is
and I was
fucking
like, stop
gross.
it. And she always likes to kiss and and hug cats. And I was like, stop it.
It was a pussy cat.
I was like,
that thing was gross.
Spelled the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, but she was trying to kiss him on his head too.
Oh, God.
And I was like, stop.
Her face will just rot off.
She loves cats. I'm just telling you. But
anyway, if you're listening, your cat, what was it?
He's still alive.
I know, but I'm saying, I mean, it used to smell.
Max?
Yeah. I used to come over and your cat would be sitting by the door like dying.
With like an old sock cut and like put around his neck, holding his skin on.
Yeah, his skin had like rotted off. It was like some kind of infection, and you could smell it. Like I would be at your door knocking, like just staring at the cat, like please don't touch me.
He tried to rub against my legs, and I had to get him away.
He would try me, and I would tell the cat, if you do that, I will stomp your head.
He doesn't understand what you're saying. He does know his name.
Cats are people too.
But really. But anyways, he's fucking, that shit's happened to him like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And I mean, he's like what, 4 years old now, I think.
It shouldn't be normal that your cat's head rots off every couple of years.
No, I mean it's been a long time. No, that was when we first like kicked him to the curb. He used to be an inside cat for like 8 months or something.
So
like
he was probably just doing it for attention. He's like,
no, I think he was trying to defend his land because there was a real bad cat with like a fucking ear like cut in half, and it was like it looked like a cartoon, like it's the bad cat.
Yeah,
it was all like looked kind of like him, all scarred up, but it was like way worse.
Yeah,
and like it would come around, and we would be like watching a movie, and we'd hear go outside, and then they're all like fighting, and there's like stuff knocked over and everything.
Yeah, I get that under my house almost every night.
He's the bad cat around here now.
Like, yeah, because they don't want to catch it.
He is the big bad cat that just like walks around and you know.
Okay, so back to what I said. You could get an emotional support shirt for your cat.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying you should. You definitely should get that.
I'd have to get a shirt for him if I want to take him anywhere because people aren't going to want to see all his scars and all that stuff. They're going to need emotional support, right? Or life support, right?
Yeah, if they catch that fucking leprosy, whatever. But so people do that. You know, it's just like for like attention thing mostly. You get on an airplane with a peacock. I mean, but I stand by what I said, and I know a lot of people probably don't like it, but if you aren't emotionally mature or strong enough to go in public without having some exotic animal with you, then just don't go in public. It's fine. Like, it's not for everybody. There are things that I don't like to go.
You can order anything on fucking online, and it'll get delivered to you now.
Well, this is like you can register your animal as an emotional or whatever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know, there's those dogs that can like smell.
It's got to be certain things though. I'd never heard of a fucking peacock being one, but
yeah, that might not.
I know the miniature horse is one,
that's
and then
so
like dogs or whatever. Are
if you're so feeble that you need a miniature horse to get on a plane, you should not be getting on a plane. I'd rather be sitting next to fucking Muhammad than a person with a horse. You know what I mean?
I saw a movie the other day. It's A Dog's Purpose.
I'd rather be sitting next to a Muhammad and his jacket's ticking.
A Dog's Purpose. Have you ever seen one of those?
No, I refuse because I saw the trailer.
Where the dog like dies.
It makes me sick.
But then it's like a reincarnation as
because
another
the person
dog
needs it,
and it's trying to find the original person or something. Anyways,
the guy hates it.
In the movie,
he's like
But anyways, in the movie, they're teaching dogs how to like sense cancer.
Yeah, I know there's dogs that do that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Where they can go up to someone and they do a certain, like, lay a certain way and let you know that you have, cancer or whatever.
It's funny if all they train them is like, look, if they're bald, you know what I mean?
It's looking for bald people. It goes up to Samuel L. Jackson and it's doing the little thing.
It's like if you're bald and like you get like around your eyes, it's kind of like bags. It's like lays down. But yeah, they have ones. People who are like epileptic. I don't know if I said that right. People that have seizures a lot. They have dogs that sense when they're gonna have a seizure, and they like the person lays on the ground and they're doing it. They're like seizing, and the dog like gets under their head so they don't bump their head on the ground. It's pretty impressive. If you have seizures,
and they're like fucking punching the dog. Right? They like take the dog and like rip its head off because
if you have seizures and you have a dog that does that for you, and you get on a plane with it, I put you slightly ahead of the horse lady. You know what I mean?
And I don't want to sit next to you.
Is a dog the best thing to have when you're having a seizure? I doubt it.
Yeah.
Bring a friend. We don't have any friends.
It's like licking your face or something.
You had to train an animal to help you out when you're sick. You don't have one friend. You know what I mean? I could put a pillow under your head.
Here's something else that we want to talk about. I just not thought about it.
Seizure?
Yesterday, we did a CPR class. Oh. It's not just CPR, it's the whole first aid, really.
Yeah, I do it every year now.
And it's like 6 hours long or something, 5 hours long.
Who was the teacher?
It was some black dude. Looks like Obama.
Oh, huh. Was it Obama?
No. A gay Obama.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely a gay dude.
He's like, I'll collect your taxes.
He works for Red Cross or something. And anyways, it's pretty strange stuff whenever you listen to it about all the heart attack and all that stuff and how to do it and like compressions and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of scary because I know one of the guys in the thing is like, does this mean if like would I get in trouble or like someone could sue me if I didn't help them?
And if you did,
when I can, and I was like, no, because it's your choice to help them out. But
what you have to understand is in the United States of America, I could sue you right now.
About anything.
I could bring a lawsuit against you because like I could say that you are God and you didn't give me that promotion.
A big portion of the class on every single little part was like how to make sure you're in the lines of not getting sued.
Yeah.
Because there is laws out of every state to save you from that stuff.
If I see somebody laying on the ground and they need CPR, I act like I didn't see it. And I've been to several classes.
Those people...
And it's not for getting sued, it's because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, though, they don't want to end up catching what it is. They don't want to be a part of it, because what if they killed the person, then it's going to
What if it's a chick, and you're doing it, and...
That's another part of it, too, yeah.
And, like, you miss... Or what? And it's like, you rip her shirt off to put... the AED pads on her, and it's like, you know, she wakes up and there's some kind of goo on her. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, no, that's the goo that, you know. But I mean, really though, if it's something like that, you know, it's some chick and you see her laying there and you check her pulse and you didn't find a pulse because you're not an expert at checking for pulses, and you rip her shirt off.
You're supposed to check for pulse.
And it turns out she's fucking, you know, sunbathing.
You're supposed to put your ear up to their mouth or whatever to listen for air.
You stick your ear in somebody's mouth.
If you can't, if they're like fat and you can't see their chest moving up, or they're skinny and you can't see their chest,
fatter they are,
whatever it is. But also, you can't really tell by that because their heartbeat could have slowed down so low that you know it's not moving much.
If you have an AED, none of that matters.
What do you mean? Well, you're just gonna hook that shit up. One on the top right, one on the bottom left.
Oh, ours is just one.
And that shit's gonna throw across.
But if you hook an AED to them, it'll say if they're in VFib or whatever, and if they are, then it'll
say shock them. Sometimes it don't shock them though. Yeah.
At work, where I work, we each have a one of those machines in our vehicle.
That shit's scary. It does like 3,000 volts or something like that.
See, what I'm going to make fun of them for is what you just said. At work, we have them, and everybody's like, I ain't touching the thing. What if it shocks me? And I was like, it won't shock you unless you need to be. The only way it shocks you is if you're in VFib or whatever it's called. Ventricle fibrillation.
But if you're touching the person, it'll shock you.
Yeah, but it says not to.
The thing's all like, back the fuck up, right?
What if it was like...
It's Samuel L. Jackson, right?
What if
it calls you a motherfucker, right?
Back up, motherfucker. What if it was like the little voice thing that says like, do not touch the person now? It cut out and it's like, touch the person now. And you're like, oh, okay.
You're like, all right.
You lick your hand first. Yeah. You know? But, yeah, I do CPR training every year, and I have no... If you fell over, like, with a heart attack right now, I couldn't save you. I go to those classes.
Well, it don't matter about a heart attack, though. If I'm having a heart attack, you can't do CPR.
If your heart goes into a jagged rhythm, then that means that you need to be shocked so that you die, and then I do CPR.
Yeah. If I'm having a heart attack, you can't do CPR, though. It's when I go into cardiac arrest.
What I'm saying is, I'm not real clear on that.
Neither of us are doctors.
No, listen.
Right? And I'm like, if I'm having a heart attack, you don't do CPR.
I'm not going to do CPR no matter what happens.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like...
If you fell over and a doctor came, and he was the highest esteemed doctor of all time, but he had recently lost both of his hands in an accident, and he looked at me and said, you have to do CPR now, I'd be like, nope, not doing it. I don't know CPR. I don't know where to push. I'm probably just going to push in your stomach, make you shit. I don't know. I know, like, what they tell you.
I'm constantly, like, farting, right?
Yeah.
Air's going the wrong way, right?
I know what they tell you in the class, but I've never practiced on a real person.
Yeah.
They need to bring somebody in there
that's, like, dying.
Fuck their heart up.
Right?
Do something to them that makes them...
It's like, beep. You're like, holy shit.
And then just start pumping.
Like, see if anyone else does it, you know? Even the instructor's like, I've never done this. I thought y'all have.
That's the only way I would get it. That's the only way I'd be able to do it is if I tried it on a real person.
But they're not going to do that, though, because you could break, the chest,
Yeah, you're going to break a few bones, but you got to crack a few eggs and make an omelet. Do you want me to learn how to save lives or not?
You're like, yeah, you almost killed this guy by bringing him back to life for, training.
That's what one of the questions is always like, well, what if you kill him? And it's like, you wouldn't be doing CPR on them unless they were dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you're not doing CPR. It's not like your friend, stubbed his toe. He's like, ooh. You're like, lay down. You start doing CPR.
There was a video I saw that it was like Mexican dudes all standing around, and there was a guy that was, trying to, push him off or something, and they were, pushing on his chest.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're,
I saw the same
He
video.
doesn't need it.
They're doing CPR. He got a
They kept rolling him. He's on his back.
They do mouth to mouth, and they've been eating peppers, just burning his mouth.
Whenever they go to put air in his mouth to close his mouth and his nose, right? Nose and mouth. They're just holding it closed. Are they trying to kill him?
Oh shit.
Oh. Anyways. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do one of those in a couple years. But every once in a while, every couple years, I have to do one of those, and they're like, "Well, now you actually do it 30 times." And then a couple years ago, they're like, "You do it 26 times and 3 breaths," and now it's 30 and 2 breaths.
Next time it's 31.
You're right. You're like, no, we found out 31 is the best one.
I was taught no breaths.
30 and 2 breaths.
No breaths.
And you do that 5 times in 2 minutes.
You will kill people.
5 times in 2 minutes. I'm like, that's not possible. Right? I'm like that. It's just not enough time in there. You need a time machine. Why don't I just go back and warn him before it happened? I keep going back 2 minutes in the...
Why did you go back 20 years and tell him to lay off the pork?
So that little AED thing is a time machine, but it only takes you back 2 minutes, right? You just carry it around all the time, right?
Yeah, just go 2 minutes after the lottery numbers, or before.
Oh, I think there's a cutoff.
I remember the first time I had it. All right.
If you go to the lottery machine, right, and it's a minute before 10 o'clock, I'm sure there's a cutoff time, right?
Yeah.
You're not sitting there and they're and the balls are rolling or whatever, right? And
you see one go, but it hasn't straightened out yet.
You're like, and then you push it, and it's printing.
Yeah.
As soon as it hits the little tray, it's the first number pops out.
What was
I saw somebody won the Mega Millions and somebody else won the Power. I doubt it was the same person. They go about one of each and they win both.
That would
What's
suck.
the fucking chances of that,
That
right?
would suck.
But I mean, somebody won. I was going to Victoria or coming back from Victoria, and I saw the big sign that has both of them on there, and I saw they were both real low numbers.
Real low numbers,
I was holy
8 billion or something.
Well, it was 40-something million, but it's the Powerball gets up to 400 or 500 million, and it's holy, that's fucking insane.
Remember a while back you thought I won the lottery?
No.
When we said for you and our sisters to meet, and you were like, on the way here I was thinking maybe you won the lottery, and this is how you were going to tell us.
Honestly.
By taking you to a shitty Mexican restaurant.
Honestly, I was thinking someone was sick.
Yeah.
I was thinking someone was sick, and y'all are trying to get everyone together to let us know afterwards.
That's not really my style.
Yeah, I know.
I would just be like, hey dude, guess what?
Yeah. You're we're dying. Right? I'm like, all of you? You're black mold.
That's probably true.
You know what I mean?
Our house is pretty old, dude.
Shit.
Remember when me and you were in CPR class together? All we did was just joke the whole time and fucked off. And
yeah, the bandages.
I wrapped you up like a mummy.
I had like my head. Yeah. This time, actually, I got like both arms done or whatever because like there was 3 people in our group, and the instructor's like, "There's 3 people in the group. Can they?" So I had bandages on both arms. It's fucking weird.
I just think that when you're learning CPR or when you're learning first aid,
it's all childish stuff. You're not really learning too much.
Especially your group or my group where we work. Just tell them to make sure they clean it before they put a Band-Aid on it. Anything else is over their pay grade. Nobody at work, if I fall over and need CPR, I'd rather somebody just go ahead and finish me off with a shotgun than anybody I work with try to save me.
Nobody comes out of that thing feeling fucking comfortable as shit and like, you know?
Unless you work in the medical field, you're not comfortable with CPR.
I mean, our sister did this, but she was also a nurse.
And she's overly confident and thinks she's good at everything.
Yeah, and she wanted the attention.
Yeah,
she wanted, like, I saved his life, you know?
And it's funny, the person she saved, right? We wish he was dead.
Did she?
I mean, he's alive.
No, he's not. He's dying, like, any day now.
Yeah, he's dying.
Any day.
She better not save him again. I'll seriously, like, just family her. Disown her.
She goes to the hospital and unplugs him. Right?
Just to be the hero.
And then plugs it back in. She just keeps doing it. She's, like, practicing. Right? Oh, shit. That's what they should do.
Yeah.
They should wheel one of them people in.
Terminally ill people.
Yeah.
When I'm 90, if I were to...
let's punish the guy, right? Yeah. Like, he's finally, like, he says his last words, right?
They're just snapping his ribs. I mean? They're just snapping his ribs. It sounds like somebody's pouring milk on Rice Krispies.
He's sitting there, like, his last word, he's like, the bitch had it coming. Right? And then, like, beep, right? And then, like, you start, you know?
But, I mean, when I'm
you bring him back.
I had said before I wanted to get a DNR. A do not resuscitate.
Yeah. So in case you did, they just...
Because I always figured, like, I don't want to be brain dead or something, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because if they do that after, like, 5 minutes...
Yeah, you're...
I mean, every minute after you've went, like, completely out is, like, 10 more percent
when oxygen's not going to your brain's dying.
Yeah.
And your brain doesn't regenerate.
Yeah, so it's going to keep... Yeah.
So that's what I said, and my wife was like, you can't do that, you have a kid. And it's like, oh yeah, you're right, I have a kid. So there is somebody to wipe my ass when they bring me back. So yeah, resuscitate me.
I don't want something to happen to my brain or whatever, and then I become religious.
It could happen.
I mean, no, for real though, I could not be me then.
What if you come back and you're way funnier?
Or the other way around.
Or not funny?
You know, I'm like,
come back
Hitler.
and I'm like,
I come back, I'm Hitler. Right?
I mean...
I'm speaking German.
I said change.
I'm speaking German, right?
You're Hitler now. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay.
You're similar to him. Not as racist, but more strict.
I can't grow that mustache part, so...
I can grow like...
It's like a decent one now, but when I was like younger, like it would not grow there.
I could grow it.
New, right?
I can't grow it like he grew it.
Like it's not like to become Hitler, you have to have that, right?
No, I think it's more like the racist stuff probably comes first.
Yeah, the killing
or the painting.
Right.
The painting probably comes first, because artists are always all fucked up. He was just
paintings.
Yeah, he was like a painter.
Like a good one.
I mean, I think good compared to like me or you, but he like didn't get into some art school, and I think he thought the Jews like didn't let him in or something.
God, and that's what started it?
I don't know. I've never read Mein Kampf, but it's in there. He talks about, like, I think he alludes to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the thing was though, people are always like,
they kept saying he only had one good painting. He said 9, 9, 9, 9. Right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, 9. You have 9. Gotcha.
But the thing is, people are always like, I can't believe Hitler hated the Jews. It's like, no, I mean, that was pretty common in Europe at that time. People hated the Jews in Europe for a long time, and it kind of was pretty bad in the 20s and 30s, and then Hitler was just like, yeah, people hate the Jews, so we'll use them as our scapegoat to, like, it's like, it's us against them, and it builds up the morale of the country.
Oh, yeah. Everyone hates them. You find a common enemy.
Yeah.
Right?
It'd be like black people here at one time, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like...
They hated us, and we hated them?
I don't even know. I think if you go back far enough, it's not even that they hated us. They were just like, fuck, dude. Like, chill out. Leave us alone.
Which is, a lot of times people don't like or they hate what they don't know. So,
yeah.
I mean, like...
I hate math. Like, fuck you, math. You were never there for me.
Yeah.
Socks for Christmas, really? Just blame all my problems on math.
Socks for Christmas. Okay. Anyways. All right. So I don't think we said at the beginning. This has been episode 90.
Motherfucker. You told me right. You were
I know.
You were like, your finger was hovering over the start button or whatever. And you were like, oh yeah, remember this is episode 90. I'm like, I won't forget.
Yeah.
And it's like pushing. I'm like,
we were all talking about like people like on their deathbed and everything. 90. We were saying this a little bit before it.
It's kind of a big milestone, I think.
Yeah, it is. 90 is.
It's the last one before 100. When we hit 100, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be excited for that one.
Yeah, it is gonna be.
We have to do
cool.
something special.
After that, it's like what 110 isn't nothing. 125 is
150 will be kind of big, I guess.
Yeah, 150. We're almost there to 200. But I mean, it's like the next one's
really the next big one's gonna be 500. I think
500. Yeah,
that'll be the next one when we're like, we made it.
I think every 100 will be like cool that we reached another 100. But like
when we hit 100, though, we have 10 episodes to think of something. We got to do something cool.
Someone's like, "Yeah, I've been listening for 90 fucking episodes and you haven't done anything cool."
They're like, "Just do something funny for fuck's sake."
Okay. All right. Anyways, all right. This
episode 90.
This one's right at an hour, so we're gonna cut this one quits. All right. Call this one quits. I think we're gonna cut this one quits.
That doesn't make any sense.
I kind of mixed two different sayings.
We're gonna cut this one quits.
Just like the guy with the brakes and the eggs, right? Right?
That's hard to say, though.
What?
We're gonna cut this one quits.
Quits?
Quits. I said quicks.
See, you can't even say it.
I really can't.
All right. Anyways, if you like this or didn't, or like the one before this or something, please go there and subscribe on iTunes or however you listen to this. Subscribe. Let us know.
Do you think anybody listens to it through a grapevine?
Through a grapevine?
Yeah. They're like, I heard it through the grapevine.
Like it's like they're in a grape orchard or whatever they call them, right? Yeah. And it's playing on the other line, right? And they're like, right?
There was that song, I heard it through the grapevine. I've never listened to a grapevine.
They can't reach their phone on the other side, so they have to say, "Hey Siri, play the next episode of the Bad Vibe podcast."
Yeah.
I wonder if you were to do that.
You just did that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but since we're recording, it won't do it.
No, it will, but anybody that hears that will already be listening to the Bad Vibe.
You know what I mean, though?
It will do that. People used to complain, unless it's different now. It used to be.
Oh.
People used to complain about it on podcasts. Podcasts would be like, "Hey Siri," and it would be like, "Fuck you." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey Siri, Nazis aren't all that bad. Will your phone say it?
I don't know. Anyways, all right. So please go on iTunes, leave us a rate or whatever, review it. Please let us know about anything that you want us to say or do on here.
And tell every single person you know.
Yeah, just walk down and people you don't. You know what I mean?
Listen to the Bad Vibe.
The guy hands you your coffee or whatever, and you're like, "Hey, check out the Bad Vibe podcast."
If the guy brings you a pizza, he'll probably like it. He's one of us.
Yeah, I mean, and he's gonna be on the road a lot.
Yeah,
right.
Seriously, your homework for this week.
25 minutes or less, but yeah, you have to pause it every time you go to the new stop.
Your homework for this week is to tell as many people as possible to listen to the Bad Vibe.
It's a pyramid thing.
Pyramid scheme.
You don't get nothing out of it, just the enjoyment of this growing.
You get more out of it than the person you tell.
Yeah. You don't get any kind of money, though. So, anyways, all right. This has been episode 90. If you're good at math or anything, you'll know 91 is next. This has been the Bad Vibe podcast. And what is it? If you're listening to this, as always, you are the Bad Vibe.